I would say my second favorite adventure action game of all time is Final Fantasy VII. Maybe some of you know about it, some of you don't know about it. Some of you are gamers, some of you are not gamers, right? But it's a game. The original one came out in 1997. My second favorite game as pertains to story and all that. Wonderful story, deep story. Um, but so that came out in 1997. But now that as time has gone on and game consoles have become more advanced, technology has become more advanced. The company Square Enix decided to make a whole revamp of that game. Sharper graphics, different stuff, aspects of the game itself, and they came out. They started to make parts of that game. They already made two parts. Started it in 2020. The first part came out, and they're about to come out with the third part, probably 2027. So that game is broken up now in three parts. Why did they do that? They didn't have to do that. They said this game as such, it's one of the best games of all time. It's a great story. We want to do an incredible job making sure this product is good. It's amazing. We don't want to rush it in this one game. We want to have everything in it and probably put a little extra in there, right? Three parts. They took their time with it because they see the value in it. They see of course they want their money, but they see that it's one of the best games of all time. We want to make sure this thing is well done, right? Amazingly well done. And I said, wow, very interesting. And me personally, I can't speak for all gamers because a lot of gamers got the first two parts of the game. This game has come out in two parts already. The third part is going to come out pretty soon. Me personally decided to wait for all three parts to finish. And they get all three in one CD. All three, because I want to enjoy. I ain't trying to wait. I'm trying to get the whole thing, the full package, when it's all ready. So I've been waiting since 2020. It's been like 7 years, 7, 8 years. But guess what? It ain't gonna be worth it. Likewise, there are a lot of people today who maybe you're that person, or you choosing certain people who are not whole. They're broken. My wife, for example, right? She's been through stuff in her life, right? And none of us has it all together, but you should come to a point where you and a person should be emotionally intelligent enough, financially secure, or at least have a decent job, at least have some credentials to help you to continue to survive. Healthy mind, healthy emotions, to be able to manage a relationship, to manage all the dynamics of a relationship, because many people are getting people in parts. Like how that game is being broken up in parts, but eventually it's all going to come together in one, right? I'm waiting for the whole thing to come out, all three parts to be finally released, so that I can enjoy that whole experience, all right? Because there's people who have brokenness inside of them. They're dismantled. They're shattered. They have unhealthy stuff from their past they've not dealt with. I think my wife, her walk with God is secure. She's on fire for the Lord. She speaks well. She has a healthy mind, healthy emotions, able to probably regulate herself, right? The list goes on, right? So she's like, I discern at a competent enough level for marriage. And for me, myself, I said, Lord, if I'm not ready for somebody, don't give me that person. That's very mature. Pray. Don't give me someone if I'm not ready for that person. So many people are getting broken parts, and rather than wait for the whole thing to be done, my saying was wrong if you got part 1 and part 2 of Final Fantasy VII. My saying is wrong, but I'm making an analogy here. But many people are not willing to wait for all the parts of the person to come together. So they're making deluded decisions, desperate decisions, because they're desperate. They want a body, they want maybe financial security, whatever the reason is. They're making desperate, deluded decisions, and rather wait for the whole thing to be complete, they're setting for us apart. Oh. How you like that analogy? Proverbs 27 verse 7 says, the full soul loathes and honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. Come on. Uh-oh. There's people who seem sweet. There's people, maybe the way they speak is sweet, the way they look is sweet, certain things about them is sweet. Right? So you're always going to things that appear sweet. But if you're full, I'm talking about full in God, complete in yourself, you're actually going to be okay. The full soul loaves and honeycomb. I'm not destined for that, hey, sweet sex over there, sweet sex over there, sweet stuff over there. I'm not destined for that. So I'm not destined for that. It's not, my discernment is not being obscured by my desperation. So the full soul loaves and honeycomb. I said, I'm good, I'm straight. I'm good. I told God many times, listen, if I'm supposed to be single the rest of my life, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but you know what? I can deal with it. Because most important is that I'm walking in my divine purpose. I'm preaching the word, teaching the word. I'm a street preacher, and I'm doing incredible things, and want to come out with a book in the future. I want to do impact other people's lives. As long as I'm living in my divine purpose, glorifying you, Lord, I'll be content with that. The full soul loaves and honeycomb, but to the hungry soul, you hungry for that sex, you hungry for that attention, the affirmation, someone in your bed, someone to super sweet talk you, romance sweet talk you. But to the hungry soul, every bitter thing is sweet. So you empty inside, and that bitter thing seems sweet, but it's actually bitter. Every bitter thing seems sweet because you hungry, you thirsty. I'm sure a lot of you know about that. You thirsty out here. A lot of people are thirsty out here. But when you good, you straight, man. And with food, there's certain foods like if you're hungry enough, that certain food that you usually don't like tastes good because you're hungry. You usually don't like certain food, but if you're hungry enough, certain food that you typically don't like tastes good. Similar in relationships. So I pray you will wait. Be full, have a full soul, so that you're not making a desperate, deluded decision. Right? If you need time to heal, need time to work on yourself, the spiritual component of yourself, emotional component, mental component, financial component, work in it. That person needs time to work, and give them some space. Let them come together. Obviously you're gonna need some time to, don't wait forever for that person, but if that person just not really ready, don't leave them alone. Sometimes people think they're ready, or they want you, or he want me, she want me. Man, you ain't ready. But they want me. No, they ain't ready. And the person ain't ready. They think they're ready, but you see some things in that person, no, you're not ready. If you love them enough, relax, chill. And the person says they're not ready, listen, respect them, honor that. So you know what? Alright, I love you. I'll wait. I ain't waiting on forever, but I'll wait. And you gotta just keep it chill, keep it platonic, until the right time. Alright, the Bible says don't open love before the time, something like that. And the book of Ecclesiastes. Alright, so people are opening things up prematurely. Right? The cocoon shouldn't be opening up prematurely. Oh, the food shouldn't be coming out prematurely out the oven, because it's gonna have a bad experience, right? Not a good, decent quality taste. All right, y'all. And yeah, with the cocoon, the obviously it needs time to grow inside the cocoon before it's released out into the world. And likewise, we need time to grow, to evolve, to develop ourselves before we're deployed out there. Development before deployment, before we go out into the world and release our gift out there, and before we put ourselves out there in the dating arena. Come on. Let's go. All right, y'all. Much love. I love y'all. Blessings.